girls coming from choir. Is that right?
Yeah, but that was Laura, Olive, and
Oh, they're here.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, Leighton's out, but okay. Do you have the mic?
Okay, just in time. We are not supposed to use the scoreboard. This is just a scrimmage. No score will be kept except in everyone's head. This is the 15U green team versus the PWA team, a rematch of a scrimmage that we had, I don't know, sometime in December, I think. There are some siblings facing off across each other tonight, most notably the Helfrich siblings. Viv versus, is it Charlie? Cam. That's right. I should know Cam's name because Cam's a heck of a skater. There goes Ballard right off the face-off. No offsides called. Good. That means that our officials aren't paying close attention tonight. Some of our officials are just a couple of dads and or, oh, that's right there in front. Dads/coaches. Looks like we got the clock running. I don't know if the clock running is legal or not. But I know for certain we're not supposed to keep score. We get a line change going. Sauter, Cohen, and Viv out there on the forward side. Looks like we're trying out Viv on the forward side tonight. Interesting. Oh, there she goes, retreating back. Cohen, Newcomb, Sauter are our forwards. There we go. Cohen tries to chip it up. One of the girls on this PWA team, Vivian Vogel, grabs a hold of that, tosses it down low. Down below the goal line. Sauter. Ooh, the boys are coming out. Tonight I will probably do my best to note when a girl has the puck for the PWA team, but I'll probably just call them the boys a lot too. That gets knocked all the way down. Boys enter the zone. Get that thing low. Little battle in the corner. Coming out of the corner with it. That gets thrown towards the net. Sweetser picks up out of the corner. Sweetser high off the glass. It's going to be an icing. We'll get another change going. That'll be a defensive zone face-off. It's been a while since our team has gotten a sweat on in terms of facing off against another team. About a week and a half, so this is a fantastic tune-up. Regardless of the score, this is a fantastic opportunity for us to get tuned up before regions begin this weekend. Good pass. Here come the boys coming out of their zone. Weebler, number 14, works in. That just misses. Good save by Hazel Weary. We come up with that. Nedry tries to clear the zone. Chapman's got it. Chapman skates, reaches that red line, tries to get it in. They come up with it. We're getting a further change of our forwards. Newcomb gives chase. That one gets dumped back down low. Chapman chases in. Newcomb along the far side. Ooh, centers that. Boys come up with it. Boys are working around the top side. Two girls on this PWA team, for those that don't recall. One is Vivian Vogel, number 4, and number 3, Tessa Carlson. Tessa Carlson is a familiar face to a number of us that play summer hockey. Lots of us play with her during the summer. Cohen reaches the red line, chips that thing down low. Mal gives chase. Levy tries to jump on that. Good skate by Ballard there. Ballard over to Cohen. Cohen. Mal just missed it. Oh, Mal actually gets that one in. I thought that was not in. We're not going to keep track except in our heads. A couple of minutes into this first frame, the girls pop one in. Oh, here come the boys right back. Cam Helfrich fires. Looks like we get a change of our forwards. We've got Sauter, Newcomb, and Boylan jumping out. I think we're just rolling on forwards, actually, tonight. So we're not going to see usual line combinations. I think you're just going to have people jumping off and starting out again. Sauter, far side boards. Chips that out of the zone. Newcomb gives chase. Sauter's there to create trouble again. Sauter trying to get some space. It's a battle on the far side boards. Levy gets a hold of that. Moves it forward. Newcomb works in. Newcomb tries to leave for Sauter. The boys jump on that. Ooh, they work around using their body, but they trip themselves up. Hazelweary knocks that aside. Newcomb chips that forward towards Boylan. That one just barely pops out of the zone. Boylan's giving chase to the puck. 7-on-7 there. Now Boylan comes up with that one too. Here goes Boylan working around to the far side. Gets it low. Dumps it in for her teammates to be able to go execute on a change. Boys retreating out of their zone. Far side, Ballard's there first. Good job getting the stick on that. Michaela Nedry out of the corner. Works it over to Helfrich. Helfrich moves that puck. Fires it. Ooh, just over the top. That one zings around the corner. Rims all the way around. It's back into our defensive zone. Amy retreats even further into our zone. Works it back. Great job, Coach Rask, calling out. Got the boards. Nedry tries to work that across ice. Quick touch up by the boys. Ballard up to Witherspoon. Witherspoon working through the zone. She's now entering the far zone. Got a little contact there. Both fall into the boards feet first. I don't know if Keith Witherspoon is listening from India, but hopefully you are. Here comes Vivian Vogel, number 4 for the boys team. Long shot on net. Right into the breadbasket. We got about an hour of ice left. We got about a few ticks left on this. I'm not sure what to call it. First frame. It's back into our zone. Levy tries to clear. Down low. Tessa Carlson working out of the corner. Tries to work it all the way across the ice. Cohen gets a stick on that. Chapman cycles over to Levy. Levy loses an edge there. Tries to get that thing out. Boys take advantage of that one. Pop one in there. There we go. Amy tries to cycle that over. Up to Boylan. Boylan just tries to get that thing deep. Sauter actually does get it deep. Sauter, Boylan. Working in along with Ballard for assistance. Amy crashes in. The boys get a hold of that thing. You got number 10, Hoffman. Hoffman fires. Great save by Hazel Weary. Just barely got that one away. We try to work that thing forward. It's not going to be an ice. Gets in down low. Sauter works it around. Far side boards. Allie gets a hold of that, reaches that red line. She's got all 4 defenders circling her. Somehow they come up with the puck. Amy works it forward. Boys get it deep. Sauter gets a hold of that thing. Sauter working along the far side boards. Working past everybody. Sauter tries to work it over. Good D by one of their players, just spreading himself out, getting a skater stick on that thing. Sauter signaled she was going to pass over to Boylan, and he laid out trying to make sure the pass didn't get across. Here goes Olive Witherspoon working into the zone. Witherspoon tries to get that thing over. Michaela's there for the almost nice little chip in. Michaela working behind the net. That gets worked out in front. Bouncy puck now. These boys came to play tonight. I think after the embarrassment that they had last time around, they are ready to play. Last time around, the score got pretty uneven, even the informal tally in our heads. And as things turns out, everybody improves over the course of the season. The girls probably showed up thinking, we got this one in the bag. A number of our kids also participated in a choir concert this evening, including number 3, Olive Witherspoon, on the draw. Here come the Pee Wee boys. Out of zone. Witherspoon grabs a hold of that. That gets worked back in. Ooh, somebody got dumped there. Hopefully everybody's okay. It's out to the point. Long shot. That gets tipped. Good save, Hazel. Okay, you got Mal, Cohen, Newcomb. You got Amy and Viv on D. Yeah, Adam Nedry has joined the crowd here. Always nice to see Mr. Nedry make it in. Down below the net, Mal gathering speed. Viv pulls that out of the pile, chips it off the glass. That's probably going to be on net, actually. Can't be an icing. We try to work that out. Mal jumps on that attempted breakup pass, makes her way through, loses it in her skate. Here come the boys. From left to right across your screen. Good job by Viv. Clean play. Viv senses a little bit of ice, is working her way down. Viv entering the zone, looking for a shot, fires from a long range. Goalie sucks that thing up. I think that we have at least one dad doing a simulcast. You got Sauter, Boylan, and Ballard out there. Boys are trying to do a breakout pass, classic breakout pass. Boylan comes up with that thing. Ooh, tried to feed the front. Zipped all the way out of the zone. Levy and Chapman trying to come back with it. Boys working around. Making room for himself, number 11 for the boys. Chapman munches somebody. Levy works it over. Boylan's there fighting it out on the near side boards. Levy's got it in her feet. Long pass. Levy off the boards to Boylan. Boylan off of her skate. Unfortunately, couldn't quite come up with that thing. Far side pass. Oosh. Lucky for the boys that's a goal. Little wraparound effort by number 11 on the boys' team. A young Parisi, I believe. Cross-ice pass going there. Maybe our girls are going to start playing now. We'll find out. Mal plucks it off the sideboards. There's Nedry trying to get a shot in. Boys ringing around. You throw it forward. Give chase. Win that foot race. Somebody else goes to the middle. That's a defensive zone face-off for us. I can hear Mr. Helfrich trying to get connected to the PA. We can all hear him. Amy in the corner, working around. Boylan's there to help out. They've still got possession. They're working around. Bounced outside Hazel's head. Amy looks up to Boylan. Boylan chips that thing out. The battle at the blue. Amy retreats backward. Off the boards, Cohen picks that thing up. Vogel working around. Feeds the point now. Point thinks about it. Fires. Boylan knocks that off of her skate. She's in a foot race. Wins that foot race. Just misses high. Looks like she's wincing a little bit with her foot. Hopefully she's all right. That's why they make the skates as sturdy as they do. Chapman up to Cohen. Cohen right in front of us. Cohen works it back to Chapman. Chapman, D-to-D pass. Boys got a hold of that again. Winding across the top. It's down low. They go back and forth to one another. Tessa Carlson working out of the zone. Good job, Tessa Cohen being there to pick up a stick. It's out to the point again. Boys are taking advantage of holding on to the puck. Witherspoon tries to work around run. They get a stick on it. Here comes Carlson. Carlson sees the back door open. They fire. Good save, Hazel Weary. Defensive zone faceoff. It's over to Levy. Levy flings it up the boards. That gets worked back down low. That one's out to the neutral zone now. Delivered offsides. Okay. Alfrich sensing some space. Over to Boylan. Boylan chips it up to Ballard. Ballard, they get a stick on that, but she works it in deep. Goes for a change. Oh, not for a change. We're just going to get to work here. Oh, just missed on the connection there. Here come the boys coming on back. That's Cam Helfrich making moves. That one springs down low. Sweetser chips that thing out. We got a little change of our forwards going on. There goes Cohen. Sweetser keeps that thing in. Good job. It's out there for our forwards. Usually our forwards are smooth like butter. Tonight things seem a little bit less smooth. That one's off a shin pad. Boys try to get that thing clear. Another shot on goal. Another save. Witherspoon on the draw. Looks like Sauter and Nedry out there to help Witherspoon. That gets chipped forward. Here we go, Nedry with speed around the outside. That one does not go in. I don't know how it didn't go in, but it defied the laws of physics there. Right through the opening in front. Multiple opportunities. So far, I would say the boys have had the better of this game. They had a lot of defensive zone time and very little time in the O zone. Boys working in, far side. Viv does a good job just saying, I'm going to tie you up then. Sauter's there to help out. Big battle on far side. Nedry tries to jump on that. Instead, one of the boys gets it. Tessa Carlson coming out of the corner with it for the boys. That gets worked down low again. We got somebody in the slot. Be careful. Sauter climbing out of the zone. Ooh, just a little behind. All right. It's the end of one. It remains 0-0 on the scoreboard, as it should. Okay, we're back. I think Mr. Halford just hoping to get some tunes on the radio to add a little energy to our girls' legs. Because so far, at the break there, you may have seen our girls were told you're going to do an over and back. I think that suggests that there was a level of displeasure with the amount of effort that we were seeing out of the girls. Chapman races backward. Clears that thing. Sauter picks that thing up. Sauter moves it forward. Cohen. Cohen enters the zone. Dangles. Gets a hold of that thing. Works it over. Ooh, Ballard could have had one there. It could easily be 3-2 after the last opportunity with a gaping wide open net at the far end towards the end of that first frame. And that one easily could have made it 3-2. Witherspoon's ready to go. She's tapping the ice. Levy and Chapman on D. Ballard, Cohen, Witherspoon on the front. I think the message may have been no more letting these kids get to the puck first. Here come the boys trying to enter our zone. Thinking about it. Okay, here we go, girls. See if we can climb back into this informal contest. Sauter comes up with that through the zone. Here comes Sauter. Sauter tries to work it over Michaela. Michaela, good job going to the net. Fighting down low. Sauter, incredible hand-eye coordination, comes up with that. Mal, out to the point. Sweetser, works it all the way back down low to Sauter. Sauter to Mal. Sauter again on the corner. Sauter coming out of the corner. Wheels, looking for an option. Works it up to the point. Sweetser. Sweetser fires high. Glove saved by the goalie. Looks like you've got Witherspoon, Newcomb, and Boylan out there. Backed up by Amy and Sweetser. Newcomb's got it in the corner, dangling around. Looking for an outlet. Saw Witherspoon along the far side. Witherspoon works it down to Boylan. Boylan back over to Witherspoon. Witherspoon fires. That one doesn't quite come loose. Boylan out to the point. Amy works it back down to Boylan. Boylan gets that her pocket picked a little. Luckily her D's there to help her out. Here comes a It looks like Officer Mosley has a defective whistle. Either that or he has very little lung capacity. One of the two. Same forwards are out. Boylan, Witherspoon, Newcomb. Back to their D. Long pass up the boards. They enter the zone. That one gets chipped down low. Over to Newcomb along the sideboards. That one gets tossed on net. Hazel knocks it aside. Amy's back there to try to collect it. Long shot. Tip right in front. That one gets bounced around. Up sideboards to Witherspoon. Witherspoon clears that thing. Ooh, just fires it a little bit too aggressively. Just out of the reach of Newcomb. Boylan's there. Witherspoon and Boylan trying to get something going. Amy sees an opportunity, chips it into the zone. Now it's a cross-ice pass. I don't know if I can commentate anymore, frankly. Girls look very discombobulated. They look like they're unorganized. And a little bit like they didn't show up to play tonight. Here comes Ballard. Ballard tries to chip it past defender. Tries to load up the zone. Chipping forward. Sauter keeps that thing in. There goes Cohen. Cohen in on the draw. Back to Sauter. Chips it forward. Cohen's behind the net now. Here come the boys. Sauter gets a stick on that. Keeps it in. There goes Mal trying to load up the zone. Good stick by their D. Mal fighting through a bunch of bodies. It's off the back of the net there. Nedry is now on. Long chip off the boards. You can hear their player calling for it. Boards, boards, boards. It's a good call. The struggle continues on the Bluetooth connection. I think you got Witherspoon, Mal, Nedry out there now. Nedry gets a stick on that. Knocks it out of the zone for us. I think he just lost an edge. Witherspoon tries to dangle. McElroy comes up with that thing. Battling our own defensive zone again. Witherspoon behind the net there. Fighting it out. Rings it around the corner. Nobody home. Nedry jumps over there now. Oh. A little physical action there. Mal wins the battle on that one. They get to do a good job getting a stick on that thing. Looks like Witherspoon's going for a change. So is Mal. Sauter and Newcomb jumping out. Sauter keeps that thing at the blue. But they quickly pull it off her stick, and now we're headed back the other direction. Newcomb. Up to Boylan. It's a little miscommunication there. Helfrich back to collect that thing. Again, shot it right into Levy. Boylan tries to see an angle. Comes down the far side. Works around. Sets that up for Sauter. Nice pass. Nice play. Here they come backward. Dragging around. Load up the front. It's out to the point. Down low. That one's not an icing because that was a pass to the center of the zone. Tessa Carlson coming out of her zone. Levy here at the red line. Chips that thing forward. Newcomb tries to chip it in. Unsuccessfully. Conkey, their D, comes up with it. Boylan gives chase. Ooh. Here they come in. Boys are hungry tonight. Sweets are in front of the net battling. It's worked back down low again. Out to the point. Long shot. That gets knocked aside. Another long shot. That gets knocked aside again. A good stick. Boylan battling through a few. Shoots it. Tries to get it low. Bounces off a shin pad. It's not going to be an ice. Got their second goaltender now. The boys have switched out a goalie. Sauter gives chase now. Just about 5 minutes left. We got about Sauter in the slot. Works it back down to Mal. Mal gets a stick on that thing. Unfortunately, Cam Helfrich comes up with it. Cam's got speed just like his older sister. Tries to work around the outside. Keeps working. They keep circling. Looks for that pass halfway across the ice. Thinks better of it. I think the boys came to play, as I said a couple of times now. Our girls, less so. Looks like we got a couple of changes on the forwards. Witherspoon, Newcomb, Nedry out there, along with Sweetser and Chapman, I think. Little tip. It's not going to make it. It's not an icing. At the far end. Feels like they turned off the heaters tonight. Newcomb walking across the center, tries to load up to shoot. Nope. They get a stick on that. Here come the boys, drawing a player and then passing. Helfrich comes up with that behind our net, looking for an outlet. Gets worked around to the far side. Behind the net now. Feeding back and forth. We're just zipping it around. Sauter enters our zone. Thinks about it, fires. Somebody gets a stick on that. Here we go, a defensive zone battle again. We set up Levy. Circles behind the net. Chips it up the board to Ballard. Ballard tries to chip that thing out. Boys keep that thing in. Long cross-ice pass. It's there. Chapman breaks that thing up. Good job, Chapman. Chapman up to Boylan. Boylan up to Ballard. Ballard gets that thing almost deep. Boylan tries to get a hold of that. She's deep in the zone now, having raced at that puck. Oh, gave that one back to the boys. Boys walk in the center. Almost have an opportunity there. There goes Mal chasing down the puck. They're offsides again. That one gets whipped off. Helfrich comes back with it here. Mal tries to hook up Witherspoon. Witherspoon in alone. Nothing there. Just a couple of minutes left. Potential call missed there from Witherspoon. Long shot, bouncing around. That gets rung up the boards. Sweetser gathers. Get that chipped out. Witherspoon works that up. Mal chips it all the way down. Witherspoon and Mal go for a change. Cohen gives chase. Newcomb and Sauter now out on the ice. Cohen flips that towards the net. Sweetser races back to collect the puck. Works it off the boards, but the boys are there to collect. Possession is a big part of the game here, and we seem willing to chip it out to them and let them take it right back in. Nedry with some speed, getting back there. Lots of dangling happened there. Sauter comes up with it eventually. Number 11, Parisi, trying to create some trouble. There goes Newcomb. Newcomb and Sauter walking in. Sauter fires. Almost an opportunity there. That's borderline icing, but it looks like it's getting waved off by our coaches. Officials. Helfrich walks around one, walks around another. Doesn't come up with that thing. She enters the zone. Here we go, Viv. Viv's working in. Bounced it off the post. Boylan gets a stick on that as they try to clear. About 20 seconds left before another short break. Boylan comes up with that one, but then works it back over to Ballard. That's the end of the period anyway. We got about 30 minutes left of ice time. I don't know what we're going to do with the clock here. Our coaches are gathering, trying to figure out what's supposed to happen next now. "25 minutes on the ticker." I don't know if we'll get through all that, or maybe we'll just set that up as a running time situation. I bet that's what we're planning on, because then we'll run out just about on time, and it gives the clock operator fewer responsibilities. Here comes Helfrich. Viv tries to load up Cone. Nope. Cone in the corner, battling for it. Maybe that the coaches decided to give him a pep talk here. I think they did last time too. It's tough when you've played a team and you last time we scrimmaged, I think there was a pretty substantial difference in the score. And the PWA team may have come out with something to prove. And I think the girls have very little to prove. Sauter, Newcomb, Boylan, backed up by Amy and Viv. Sauter works that thing low. Newcomb gives chase. Still in the corner. Boylan activates, try to create some trouble for them. That luckily gets barely past everybody. There's Viv back on D. Great D, Viv. Puck's there. Over to Boylan. Boylan. She decides I'll just work it in. Boylan goes for a quick change. Nedry with some speed. Witherspoon jumps out onto the ice and is right into the fray. One of their more skilled skaters trying to come up with something there. Witherspoon fighting out, tries to dangle. A number 11, Parisi, pulls that off of her. These boys are buzzing down low. Witherspoon comes up with that though. Loses the handle on it. There goes Bally. Come on, kid. It's a foot race and you can win it. She absolutely won that race. It took quite a battle to get there. Here come our boys back this way. Long shot, whiffed on. That one stays out of the zone. We got a pile up in front of the boards over there. Okay, we got a change of some of our crew. We got Mal, Cohen, and Newcomb out there, I think. Yep, Newcomb out there. Chapman comes up with that one, flings it high off the boards. We're trying to battle, get this thing out. We got to get some clean breakout passes here. Super helpful when you're trying to break out of the zone. Little offsides call there. Finally making some calls. Probably not necessary to make any calls. It looks like we've got a running time clock left. 21 minutes remaining in this contest. Same forwards, Cohen, Newcomb, Mal. Boys get another. Ballard, Sauter, and Boylan on the front side. Amy and Sweets are on the back. Amy gets hold of that one. Chips it off the glass. Here come the boys. Nice shot. Ballard entering the zone. Works around the outside. Sauter down low. They come up with that. Boylan chips it down to Sauter again. Ballard goes for a quick change. Sauter gives chase. Sauter's got it. Wheeling in the corner. Works it over to Boylan. Boylan chips it back over to Sauter. Sauter fires. Nope, no goal. Sweetser tries to chip that one out. About 19 minutes remaining here in this contest. Looks like we have a center ice face-off. Nedry, Witherspoon, Newcomb out there. That one gets chipped in down low. From the boys, working it up the side. Witherspoon walking in, fires. Call that one a goal. Nedry comes up with that one off the draw. Nedry enters the zone, works around, fires. That one's just over the top of the net. Bouncy puck. That one gets all the way loose. Somehow it ends up on net. I don't understand. Chapman back to collect, but the boys come up with that fire. That one's just loose now. Boys come up with that again. Boys working around the outside. Trying to get that out. Boys are keeping it in at the point. That one trickles out of the zone. Boys are regrouping on center ice. It's worked back in. Mal's now on the ice. Mal's circling around, looking for an opportunity to grab a puck. She does. Ballard's jumped out now. You got Nedry, Mal, and Ballard. Over to Mal. Mal hits the gas, heads down the ice. Cohen's now out there. Good defensive back check by the boys on that one. Ref almost gets taken out. Luckily, Coach Mosley's reasonably athletic. Ballard. Levy senses a little ice, skates with it. Let's chip that one in. Sauter plucks that one out. Good defensive battle by their D. Here they come back again. Hoffman chips it in. Carlson goes for a change. They've got one forward out there still chasing it down. Sweetser senses the pressure. Moves it over to Levy. Levy. Boys have got it now. Out to the point. Long shot. Bounced into the corner. Off the glass there. Out to the D. D come up with that again. Here comes Sauter. Sauter plucks that out of the pile. Making her way around. Boylan jumps on to go help. Boylan's going to the net. They don't see her. Except Sauter does. Good job, Sauter. From blue line to the far goal line, Sauter carried it, dangled around. Boylan happened to see everybody looking the other direction, went to the back post, and Alice Sauter deserves a lot of credit on that one. Nora does too. But nice setup. Good job realizing an opportunity and getting there. Maybe our girls are starting to level up a little bit. This happens sometimes as games go on. Here goes Nedry through the zone. They try to clear that thing. Witherspoon jumps on it. Witherspoon chips it down low. Boylan gives chase. Ooh, nice move by their D. Reversing right behind the net. Witherspoon tries to keep that thing in. Looks like it pops out. Or maybe it doesn't. Boylan comes up with it. Boylan walks. Fires. Just misses the net. Helfrich, good pinch, keeping that thing in on the far side. Witherspoon is there again. Good job. All of Witherspoon has caught fire in the last couple of minutes. I had a 4-on-1 there. Couldn't convert on a 4-on-1. Here come the boys down from right to left. They're trying to dangle. Think about it. Load up the front. Barely keep that thing in. It's back down low for the boys. Boys pulling that up. Out to the point. Long shot. Tip. Knocked aside. Cohen to Newcomb. Newcomb enters the zone. We got a 3v2. Cohen into the corner. Works it across. Boys are at that all day. Caught that like it was a pass to them. Good job, boys. Ooh, fresh off the bench. Somebody's chasing down a puck. Levy's there to give chase. I don't know if the X-Bot got up with that, but it was number 12 for the boys. Sensed an opportunity, jumped on the ice, went racing for it. Almost got there. Almost got it in, but Levy was there to create a little defense. Mal on the draw with Ballard and Cohen out there to help. Sweetser and Chapman on D. Boys fling it towards the net. That's just a bouncy puck. Cohen tries to get that thing loose. Number 8, Mosley for the boys, keeps it in. Cross-ice pass. Good shot. Good save. About 12 minutes and 15 seconds remaining on the running time clock. We got a change of our D. Forwards are remaining the same. Mal, Cohen, Ballard. Viv and Levy. Levy in the corner. Zips it around to Cohen. Cohen goes to pick that up. Boys come up with it somehow. There goes Viv. She's got a little room. Viv works all the way across. Senses more ice. The rest of the team almost goes for a change. Mal's floating into the slot now. Boys just rip that around. Levy's here on the near side. Fights to keep that thing in with her feet and stick. That one gets loose again. Back into the zone. Good save. Young Hoffman out there. Makes a move around a couple of people. Good job, Hoff. Probably could have been a hook called there. Levy from her knees chips it forward to Boylan. Boylan tries to get it loose. D pinches in on it. It's back down low. Boys have got a hold of that down low. Here we go. The boys are coming back this direction. We got a change of all of our forwards. Sauter, Cohen, Newcomb. Excuse me, Nedry. Sweetser and Amy on the backside. Boys have got control of it again. Boys keep that thing in. Nedry finally wins the battle. Get that thing out. Boys chip it to themselves. Looking for an opportunity. Miss the net. Now's almost there. Again, here comes the opportunity off the net. Cohen, nice job blocking. Used your shins just the way you're supposed to. Boys work that thing in again. 9 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Over to Boylan on the near side boards. Tries to chip it to herself and instead gets it loose. Good play to get that thing out. Nedry's there. Nedry works it in. Boylan goes to give chase. Their D senses it and chipped it over to his D partner. Now it's a quick regroup and breakout. Again, the boys get it deep. Looking for a pass. Looking for that backdoor pass. There's Viv. Collects it at our blue line. Achieves the red line. Tries to get that thing in. I don't think that quite came out. It bounced on the blue line. That's all right. With 8 minutes and 20 seconds left, we'll get a change and an offsides call just outside of our offensive zone. I think I've been keeping track accurately, and I think it might be 5-4. I get a shrug from the closest spectator here. There was an almost call there that occurred. Cohen pulls that from stick up to skate. Tries to hit Nedry breaking. Just didn't quite connect on that. Here we go again. Cohen pulls it out of a pile. Woo, big slash there. Boys somehow got a bounce on that one. Helfrich is there. Helfrich works in. Ooh. Hand pass is called. First call of the game. Hand pass. It's still a hand pass. How many did we get? 6 on 5? Oh. It looks like we are now just working from some 6 on 5 hockey as though we are down. Mal tries to fire that one. Owns it to Boylan in the corner. Boylan over to Mal. Mal works it back down to Boylan. Sweetser tries to glove that. They get a hold of it. Levy chases back. Hooks up. Ooh, tries to hook up their teammate. Misses in the back of the net. That one still not in. Still not in. Here comes Boylan. Boylan with speed. Boylan hits the post there. Still bounces out the side of the net. The girls are circling up to Cohen along the near side boards. That one gets chipped out. About 5 minutes left. Newcomb in all alone. Almost 5 on 1. Retreats backward. Here comes Helfrich. Amy flings that up the boards. You got a battle for it there. Newcomb. Ooh, they're going to jump that. Good, smart hockey play there by Ballard. Boys have got that. They're coming into the zone. Still missing the net. 5 minutes remaining. Nedry trying to come up with something along the near side boards. Little battle there. You got 2 from the white, 2 from the green team. Here we go. Helfrich with speed. Viv goes around the outside. Dumps one player. Ooh. Just misses. I think that must have. Good job. Hoffman getting a stick on that. That bounces off the side again. There goes Cohen. That one's in. About 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. It was a pretty even game. We pulled the goalie, I think, for a good example of what 6-on-5 hockey needs to look like. Levy chips up the boards to Boylan. Boylan chips it out. They have now pulled their goalie. Yeah. So I think that the lesson here is we're working on playing 6-on-5 hockey. Sauter got a hold of that one. Boylan does a good job tying up her person so that it gets deep into our offensive zone. There they go, flinging it out. Now that is a smart hockey player. Just off the boards. Chapman works through some snow. Levy works it up to Sauter. Sauter works around. Sauter leaves for Boylan. Boylan fires. That one's in for the girls. Whoever came up with this, it was probably a good idea. Finish with a little bit of levity and a good practice if you really need a goal late in the game, how to get one. There goes Cam Elfrich dangling around everybody. Oh, good. Do you need a lift? Okay, all right. I didn't know. All right, the boys now have a 6-on-5 advantage. This feels a little bit like one of my men's leagues games when we just decided it's worth risking a penalty and jumped an extra skater out. Helfrich in the corner, thinking about it carefully. Ooh. Yeah, this is good practice, I'd say. Cohen down in the corner, keeps possession. So smart to keep possession in these circumstances. Bounces up the sideboard. Cohen gets tied up. Looks like they're loose again, trying to get something going from the boys' perspective. 1 minute and about 15 seconds remaining. Big body tie up behind the net. Little battle there. Cohen comes up with it. Exhausted, chips it up the boards. Helfrich calmly moves it out to the point. Works around to the far side. Hoffman tries to fire fans a little on that one. Hoffman's got pretty sure hands, as it turns out. Helfrich up to Hart. Hart sees somebody down low. They're dangling around. Our players are staying home, doing a good job. Boys are going to run out of time if they don't get a shot soon. Out to Carlson at the point. Carlson thinks about it. Works back. Try to work it over to Helfrich. Nice little tic-tac-toe play. I bet they've practiced that because that was from Carlson. A quick chip down to Helfrich, who was waiting for the one-timer. We got about 10 seconds remaining on the clock. Looks like Mosley's going to let it run out. That's game. This will be the last time we're broadcasting because for the remainder of the year, broadcasting is not allowed. So hopefully we have a good run through the regional tournament, games that absolutely matter. And hopefully if we win on Friday, we'll have a chance to win on Saturday. And if we win on Saturday, we'll be headed to the state tournament. So thanks for everybody for all the watching over the course of the last 4 or 5 months. I hope you've enjoyed it. This is probably the last time you'll see us streaming on this channel for at least the 15U girls this season.